Hey there. It's so good to be with you. It's Karina. It's been a while, I feel like, since I've been here making a video. I just wanted to pop in and make this, quick video about restoring inner peace. I think a lot of us are longing to restore inner peace. I don't know, raise your hand if you could use a little bit more inner peace. So I did a post, I think it was yesterday. Actually, I quoted something called, it was from a larger work called Snatches of Grace. And I like this word, snatches of grace, because it points to something really important that we want to remember on our journey, on our path to restoring inner peace. And so you might just take a moment right now as you just let yourself settle in. We'll take a deep breath together and just let ourselves sort of come into the body. Hey, Daniel, welcome. It's so good to see you here live. Snatches of grace, restoring inner peace is a lot closer than you think. So you might just stop to reflect right now in this moment on what it is that's getting under your skin. What is it that there's something probably that's, aggravating you, or you wouldn't be watching this video. But I find in most people there's something sort of in the thoughts, in the mind. The mind is often aggravated. Have you ever noticed that about yourself, that your mind is wrestling with something all the time? I mean, you can't even freaking get a break in the shower. It just never stops, your thinking. And often your thoughts were preoccupied in the mind with what's missing, with our lack, with others' lack, with what's missing inside of us or outside of us. We're focused on our problems. We're focused on the lack of grace. We're focused on, what could go wrong. And we stay there, a lot of us, in the unconscious belief that doing that will somehow solve our problem. That somehow if I really, get kind of lost, or if I get really, if I keep thinking about that thing that's bothering me, if I keep kind of mulling over the problem, that will somehow relieve my suffering. And I just want to ask you a really simple question. How has focusing on what's not here, hey Julie, welcome. How is focusing on your problems, how is focusing on the lack helping you right now? Does it work? And in this discussion, you can just look and say, it doesn't work. It hasn't served me. Love you too, girl. Focusing on the fear, focusing on the problem. First of all, good luck trying to rid your mind of aggravation. It's the thinking mind's job to be scanning all the time to look for what's wrong. I mean, that's its function for a lot. It's there to protect us from problems. The problem with it is that it's on overdrive and it's hyperactive, and it's gotten control for a lot of us. This function we've let take over. We've let this become who we are. Do you know what I mean? And in that exclusion, in that sort of one-pointed focus on what's wrong, we forget, we overlook, we even turn away from the grace that's here. And in this essay that I quoted yesterday, that I posted yesterday, she calls them snatches of grace. She says every day she wakes up and she meditates and she writes and she prays. And it doesn't take long for the folly to begin, for her to get caught up in the fear and in the problems and in the doubt and in the aggravations of the thinking mind. And then she talks about the thing that's medicine to her, the thing that soothes, and I want you to think about this right now, are the little moments of grace that she lets in. The little blessings that are always here, like right now, even in this moment. There's something nourishing, beautiful, or true that's available right now for you to take in. Yes, it's our human tendency. That's right. It's what we're up against. All humans have this conundrum. We both long for inner peace, and that peace is actually our birthright, but we go looking for it in all the wrong places. In particular, we think that by feeding our fear and our doubts and our incessant worry with our attention, that we will somehow get out of the predicament. And really wake up to the fact this is a futile effort and it just makes you miserable. And then start to do something radically different. It takes courage to incline towards the good. It takes courage to incline towards what's good or nourishing or true. It takes courage to let in the snatches of grace that are like trying to come in. And when you start to open up the aperture of your attention, when you start to let in the grace, like let in the trees. There's trees outside my window right now in the office, right? The grace of having some moments to eat my chia pudding in silence after this video is over. If I don't let in, oh my gosh, my daughter, she's 11 and she's, she got her first phone. That was not an easy decision. And, it's very limited what she can do with it. But she's been sending me these, inspiring little memes. Like my daughter, this is the human being she is, and she's inspiring me with technology through this amazing vehicle that we have, this tool. If I don't let in those snatches of grace, if I don't show up with intention and courage, right, then I miss it. And what I do is I just strengthen the contraction. I strengthen the doubt. I strengthen the fear. I strengthen the worry. I strengthen my identification with my thinking mind, right? If all we are is this little sliver of our experience, and we'll call this the thinking mind, your thoughts, you're don't believe anything you think. Don't believe anything you think. We're so often walking around believing the shitty things that we tell ourselves. Think about that right now, up to this point. How many shitty things have you believed today? Right? I mean, we all do it. I do it too. Absolutely. And our work isn't in getting judgmental on ourselves in those places, but our work is in rejoicing in the comeback, rejoicing in the aperture opening up. Show up with attention and courage. Yes. Yes. Hey, Stephen. Our work is in opening up the aperture. So realize that restoring inner peace has little to do with creating circumstances and conditions that suit you. Good luck with that one too. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but life is full of uncomfort, discomfort, and problems and rubs, things that are gonna bug you. Or even more dramatic than that, things that are gonna, life is just full of that stuff. So restoring peace doesn't have anything to do with changing necessarily the conditions that we're in, but it's actually in changing who you think you are. In you being connected to the grace that's always available here in this moment. Even right now, you can just sense yourself being a little bit more at ease. Even right now, 5 or 10% more ease is available to you. Let your system organize around that. Let yourself take it in. It's a leap of faith. It takes great strength of spirit and trust in the unknown. Because when you think your way through life, you trick yourself into believing that you have control that you don't really have. So to renounce that, to relinquish it, it can feel a little weird, awkward. Like, I can't just like enjoy this right now. I think of the biblical quote, like the Psalm, he makes me, I'm going to quote this perfectly, but that he makes me lie down in green grass and green pastures. Like, that word makes is important, right? It's not easy. It's not the easy choice. The easy choice is to be fretful and worried and contracted and small and hidden. That's easy. Our work is in opening up the aperture to include what's right, to include what's nourishing, good, beautiful, and true in this moment, and to let yourself have it. To know that you are absolutely worthy and deserving of that grace. That you don't have to be looking over your shoulder anymore, right? You don't have to hold back from that peace because of that bad thing that might happen in 5 minutes or tomorrow or next week, right? Like, you can actually unhook, let go, and settle and relax right now in this moment. You really have permission to do that. And what's it like when you take that in? Restoring inner peace. Open up your aperture. Notice how you naturally incline towards what's wrong. What's the problem? What's bad? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with her? What's wrong with life? What's wrong with my situation? What's wrong with my bank account? What's wrong? That's the human tendency. We're all working with that. But don't buy into it. Notice it. Be a witness. And then to it. Notice it. And then incline towards softening. Incline towards ease. Incline towards peace. Realize, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, your joy can be the source of your smile, but your smile can also be the source of your joy. In what ways are you believing deeply that, it's not safe for you to rest? It's not safe for you to enjoy what life has to offer you, right? You don't need to go to Bali. You don't need to have a ton of money. You don't need anything external to receive the grace that's here. So I hope this helps you connect to some inner peace today. Open up your aperture. Take in the blessings that are already here, and do that several times throughout the day with intention. Consciously let yourself take in the good. Do it for like a minute or two. Savor it. As you do that, you rewire that impulse. And now, instead of that impulse always like turning towards what's wrong, it starts to turn towards what's right. And as you do that over time, what you hook into more and more is a deeper sense of peace, a deeper sense of empowerment, a deeper sense of wholeness and worthiness and aliveness and abundance than you ever knew was possible. This is your birthright. And so I hope that this message somehow in some way opens you up to it. And please let me know what about this message served you today. I'm sending you so much love and many blessings. Oh, you're amazing. Hi, Anne. Hi, Graciela. So good to see you. Let me know what about this spoke to you. That'd be awesome. And share this if it helped you. Share this if you know of someone. Share this with someone that you know it will serve. And I'll see you soon. Namaste.